Hey everyone, it's Blushi here coming back at you guys today with another video. In this video, we're actually going to be doing another deep dive about these adorable little guys. They're called Fugglers. They're super duper cute, and yeah, I really like them. They're a very unique kind of plush. So today we'll be doing our deep dive on them. So to start off, these little guys were first made in 2010 by a British woman named Louise McGettrick. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. I might not be, so let me know in the comments. But it all started when she was shopping on eBay, and she actually came across individual denture teeth being sold in a little plastic bag, and she thought about how amusing they would look if she sewed them onto a bear. There's like the concept and how it started for the Fugglers. Her husband was super creeped out by them, and she decided to start selling them on Etsy as a joke. And as these little guys grew more popular over the years, Louise found out a few different things. Some people really love these little guys, and some people really hate them. So they definitely are a little bit more creepy, but that was kind of like for her a good thing within the fact that as much as people hated them, it also fueled the people that loved them even more, and it even got them more press, I guess you could say. No press is bad, or I can't remember the turn of phrase, but they say it for celebrities of like all press is good press, or something like that. And so it really helps jumpstart these little guys. And then in the year 2018, Spin Master actually bought the rights to Fugglers, funny ugly monsters. So very, very cute. And that's when they really came out with the first like commercialized line, was back in 2018. And then they were selling the Fugglers for a number of years until the pandemic in January 2020, when things really picked up. Fugglers were announced on Instagram to be going into hiding, and I think people ended up seeing quite a few of these on clearance and things like that. I'm not sure if this was maybe also to a popularity dip, or if it was because of the pandemic. I don't think personally that I had seen any of these little guys previous to that anyways, so I'm not sure if maybe it was the dip in popularity or not. But yeah, then come 2021, so not too long after they had gone into hiding, Adult Playtime actually entered an agreement with Spin Master to bring out new lines of Fugglers and to really start marketing and manufacturing them with the endorsement of Spin Master. And that's kind of the Fugglers that we know today. These are both since that time, not like vintage. Are they really vintage if they're not from that long ago? I don't know. But what we know today. So getting into what Fugglers are. So Fugglers are these fun little plush monsters, funny ugly monsters. That's the term Fuggler kind of encapsulates that concept. But they're pretty flat, as you can see. Even I actually have this little one here that was from Five Below that matches the big one of himself. I can't remember what the names of these are. I'll have to put it somewhere in here. But super duper cute. But they are denoted by their teeth, as well as like I was saying I think before, they have a more flattened appearance. They're pretty well stuffed, especially like this one I would say is probably not the most cuddly. This one's made out of a different fabric from this one. I know they have some different varieties of fabrics, and I hate Sherpa, but he's still really cute, and I don't really use them as cuddle plush. I think for me they're just not quite as soft as I would like, or quite as like big, but some people might like this for the smaller size, and if they're not so much into like more of like a squishmallow texture as far as stuffing goes. And then some of them have button eyes, but some of them also have these realistic eyes. This one is much more realistic, and then he has these more like traditional plush eyes that you see like even at craft stores that you can sew on. But yeah, he has more like hyper realistic eyes under there that are kind of spooky, but I really love them. He's probably my favorite, honestly. He looks like an Enderman to me. But they all have the teeth that goes back to the beginning of them looking like they have little like real teeth in their mouths of the little denture teeth. And then they usually have a button for their butthole, and then here's their little tush tag here. And so, and I think it's a little bit funny that they're also like British, and I think the Addo company is also British as well. And it just makes me laugh to think like if they could talk, they'd have little British accents. Yeah, that pretty much covers it, I would say, for what these little guys look like and kind of the different characteristics they have. Yeah. So some of the controversies around these little guys is obviously some people really love them and some people really hate them, and it makes them uncomfortable to see them with having very human realistic teeth. Which, you know, is fair. I just think it's really charming and quite humorous. And they actually had a hard time for certain people, like manufacturers and things like that, saying no, that they didn't want to make these. And like companies wanting to buy the rights to them, just because some people are really turned off by the way that they look. And as far as the scandal, or like one of the biggest ongoing scandals, I feel like, for them is people starting a rumor that these are real baby teeth. Those would be some pretty big teeth, I feel like, for these. But yeah, people were posting them online saying that it was real teeth. Somebody even posted a meme on Facebook more recently, and it was actually fact-checked by USA Today to let people know that these are not made with real human teeth. That would be a little odd, a little bit more odd. I mean, obviously, like, you can do whatever you want with your kid's baby teeth if like it fell out naturally. I don't think that's like a terrible thing to do. But it definitely creeps some people out a lot. So, but they are not. They are in fact not real teeth. But other than that, I think the brand has a pretty good reputation for the most part. They're still pretty young, I would say, even though the first ones were selling at Etsy in 2010. I think that when they were actually like commercialized in 2018, that's still not that long ago. So they have some time, I'm sure. But yeah. And then as far as Fuggler's successes today in 2024, I definitely think they've gained quite a bit of popularity on social media, TikTok specifically, and like in more recent months, I definitely see them a lot more. People are actually comparing them to the Labubu's because they are so ugly, and some people are also think that the Labubu's are very, very ugly. And if you haven't watched my Labubu video, go ahead and do so. To learn a little bit more about them if you would like. But yeah, so I think that the creepy little look is definitely becoming a lot more popular. And they've also had some major collaborations with some bigger like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and SpongeBob. So so much bigger shows and things of that nature. To do crossovers, which is really cool. And I think actually for the Mutant Ninja Turtles, they look like they're in a little pizza box, but they have their button buttholes, I think, glow in the dark, so it's very interesting. Also, a professor at RMIT University, Dr. Lauren Guerrieri, and I believe she's a professor of marketing, has said some really great things about these little guys. She said that there's been real backlash by a lot of parents who have often coalesced in the form of activist groups like Pink Stinks or Let Toys Be Toys, which rail against the gendered ideals and norms that are embedded in so many toys, which is definitely fair. Like I said before, they don't have any gender identifying features, so they really go against kind of the Barbie dolls and the like G.I. Joes of the world of really gendered toys. She also says children are always intrigued by monsters and scary themes, so this toy allows them to have play possibilities that gently engage with those emotions, fears, and parts of the human condition. So by not being perfect, they allow kids to relate to them a little bit more. And beyond for your gender expression, they also offer the possibility of expressing yourself in many different ways, perhaps embracing what might be considered flaws or unique characteristics. This in turn promotes the message that it's okay to be different. So overall, my review of Fugglers, I would say the cost, the smaller ones are around like $5. Like I said, I got this one at Five Below. It still has all of the main features of it. These are like $11 to $12, which I think is really, really good, considering the size of them and kind of the plushie market today and the detail that goes into these. As far as quality, I think they're pretty well stuffed. I think the teeth are attached really well to these bigger ones, and then also like the eyes and everything, and I don't see like any like really overlying inconsistencies. I see maybe a little bit of like fibers coming out in some areas, if you can see that, but really not much. So I think it's doing pretty good, at least for the larger ones. These smaller ones, and again, I hate Sherpa, but if you can see here, there is some like balding in some areas on this one, and I think that's just because of the fact that this is from Five Below, and it's much cheaper, and they're really just trying to push them out. I do think they actually have dog toys as well, and figures, so that's another thing too for their successes I forgot to mention, is that they've kind of branched out into those things, though I think majorly these plushies are what's popular. But yeah, definitely Five Below is a big distributor of them now, and then I've also seen them at Walmart. As far as the larger ones is where I get them. These little ones are at Five Below. And as far as innovation, they're definitely not the first ugly toy. There were ugly dolls before these, which honestly I think when I first saw these, it's kind of what reminded me of them. But these, I think still, especially with the teeth, I think they're really fun. I think pretty innovative, and I think as far as the variations between them, the different fabrics, can kind of provide a different sensory experience, even if I don't like Sherpa. I think they're really, really fun, and I think they get definitely a 10 out of 10 for innovation. Also, it's worth mentioning that these little guys are for children 4 and up for the most part. I think some of them can vary of like being 3 or maybe even sometimes 6. But that I think they usually print on the tags, or at least on the packaging. So yeah, I think they're overall a really good plush for the money. I think that they would be good for children as well as adults who like to collect plush. I can't speak to the figures or anything like that. I do think the dog toys are really cute. I really like the plush components to these, and I feel like they were the intention was for them to be a plush, but you may be interested in the figures instead, especially if you're not so much of a plushie person. But I definitely think every collector should have one if you are really into plushies overall. But yeah, he really looks like an Enderman to me. I don't know if any of you guys see that, but anyways though, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more from me, you can go ahead and subscribe down below. I'm going to be doing more videos as far as deep dives into different kinds of plushies. And I also do hope to make some clothes for my Labubu's. I hope whatever holiday you do celebrate, this season, that you have a great one. If I don't see you guys before the holidays. But yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. Bye, guys. He's so cute. He's just like a little weirdo. Bye.